Welcome to our factory. Today, I'll show you exactly how old cars are recycled into new steel, step by step.
It starts here, in a yard where thousands of old cars wait for a second life. Before steel can be made, every scrap car has to be made safe.
This place runs like a small city, tracked, measured, and timed.
Each old car is recorded, so every step is accountable. First stop, the weighbridge. Weight matters, because steel yield is everything. A single misstep can cause fires, explosions, or toxic leaks.
So the factory treats every old car like it could bite back.
And the clock starts the moment the car enters the system. What looks like junk is still packed with valuable steel.
Phase 1 is intake and preparation. Old cars arrive non-stop.
They verify the car, tag it, and decide the safest path forward.
This is not a junkyard. It's a controlled industrial process.
First, all fluids come out, safely captured and stored.
Oil, coolant, and fuel can contaminate steel and ignite inside shredders.
Fuel removal is slow, but it prevents disasters.
Batteries are pulled early because one short can start a fire.
In a mega facility, depollution happens assembly line style.
Everything is tracked, even the parts that never become steel.
Airbags are neutralized. If they explode inside a shredder, it's chaos.
Some parts are removed for separate recovery before shredding.
Quick cuts, clean removals, and no contamination in the steel stream.
Tires, plastics, and glass don't belong in steelmaking. Glass comes out carefully because shards can damage machines.
The cleaner the scrap car, the cleaner the future steel.
Next, the cars are compacted to feed the shredder efficiently. Steel bends. Air pockets vanish. The shredder likes consistency. Now the real transformation is about to start.
One hidden battery can light up the whole line. They check twice.
When the safety checks pass, the scrap cars move into the heart of the factory. This shredder is the factory's stomach. It chews old cars into raw steel scrap. Steel is tough, but at this speed, even car frames turn to pieces. What comes out is chaos. The next job is to sort steel from everything else.
Dust control is not optional. This is heavy industry.
Screens size the material so the steel stream stays predictable. Magnets grab the ferrous scrap. That's the first big win. This factory is built around one goal: clean steel scrap. Operators watch the shredder like pilots.
One jam can stop everything.
Now the steel stream gets cleaned again and again. Not just messed metal, it's dust, paint, and tiny contaminants.
This mountain is future steel, but it still needs refining.
Sensors catch what magnets miss. Quality starts here. Every grab has to be consistent to keep the melt stable. Some plants preheat scrap. Less energy, fewer surprises.
It's not melting yet, but it's being prepared for the furnace.
This basket is the meal. The electric arc furnace is the fire. Before melting, they test the scrap. Steel chemistry is not guesswork.
A tiny reading tells them how the melt will behave.
Now the steel journey shifts from sorting to transformation. A thunderous drop, and the furnace begins its work. This is where old cars stop being cars and become steel again. Electric arcs, hotter than lava, start melting the steel scrap. Steel recycling is energy, heat, and control, all at once. Additives help pull impurities into slag and protect the melt. Under the slag, the steel is cleaning itself. When chemistry is right, the furnace tilts and steel flows. Slag carries away unwanted elements. It's the melter's trash bag. That liquid is recycled car steel, now pure enough to shape. Small alloy tweaks can change strength, hardness, and flexibility. Refining continues in the ladle, where steel is fine-tuned. Temperature control is precision. Too hot or too cold ruins casting. They test again. Steel quality is earned, not assumed. Next stop is casting, where liquid steel becomes solid shape. Copper molds and water cooling lock the steel into form. That glowing strand is the new beginning. Cooling is controlled. Too fast can crack the steel. From chaos to order, the steel is now trackable again. Cut to length. Each billet becomes raw material for new products. Sensors catch defects you can't see with the naked eye. Every billet gets an identity. This is steel with a history.
To shape steel, you heat it back up evenly all the way through.
Now it's soft enough to form, but still strong enough to hold shape.
Rolling mills squeeze the steel, changing thickness and structure.
This is controlled force. The steel is being reborn under pressure.
Cooling again, because strength is built during the cool down. Fast cuts, clean edges, and no downtime. Straight, consistent bars make downstream factories trust the material. Sometimes the steel becomes coil, ready for stamping into new parts. The steel looks calm now, but it has survived extreme violence and heat. Inside the steel, the grain tells the real story. Heat treatment can harden, soften, or balance the steel for different uses.
Water, timing, and temperature decide the final strength.
Now the steel is stable, measurable, and ready to leave.
Automation keeps the data clean, just like the steel. From old cars to new steel, the transformation is complete. Packaging for steel means bundling, protecting, and labeling. One loose strap can turn a bundle into a deadly hazard.
In a mega plant, even packaging is a high-speed operation.
Protection reduces rust and prevents damage during transport.
This label is the steel's passport.
Logistics is the last machine in the line. Heavy loads, tight timing, and zero room for mistakes. The steel is leaving, but the story continues in new products. A thin coating can protect months of work. A mega plant ships steel like a heartbeat, steady and constant.
Paperwork matters. Traceability is part of modern steelmaking.
And just like that, old cars become tomorrow's infrastructure.
Details like this prevent damage and keep customers coming back.
This is scale, industrial recycling at full speed. Even movement on the floor is controlled because the loads are unforgiving. Storage protects value. Rust is money disappearing.
Scan, confirm, ship. That's how mega plants avoid costly mix-ups.
The last meter inside the plant still demands full attention. Every destination gets the right steel, the right way. A recycling plant never really sleeps. Steel demand never stops. Every batch is checked before it leaves. Steel reputation is everything.
They test inside the steel too, not just the surface.
Strength is proven, not promised. The brake tells engineers how the steel will behave in the real world. Now it ships out, ready to become something new. A complete loop. Old cars in, new steel out. This is the full journey, condensed into one truth. Nothing is wasted.
For the people here,
It's not scrap. It's a second chance.
And that's how old cars become the steel that builds the world. A small tag, a massive story.
And that's how old cars are recycled into new steel, from start to finish.
If you enjoyed this factory tour, you'll love what's next.
Recycling is not magic. It's discipline, machines, and human focus.
Subscribe for more realistic factory documentaries like this one.
See you in the next tour.